Negotiation is defined technically as bargaining before a compromise. Many people think they have to decide between dominance and compromise, being nice or nasty, winning and losing, being powerful or losing power. But there's another way to look at negotiations, and that is interest-based negotiations instead of positional bargaining. It may be my position that I want $1,000 for this used car, but I also have an interest in getting it out of my driveway because I don't have an extra parking spot. Interest-based negotiations is not a 50-50 compromise. It's not dominance by one party. It does not mean that every nickel I get out of the deal, you have to lose 5 cents. In other words, it's not a zero-sum game. It's a way to make the pie bigger, make there be more resources to split between us. And I can tell you, it's very productive, but it is also very time-consuming. It takes research, questioning, and lots of patience. Where you start is with your negotiation IQ. And I don't mean your intelligence quotient, we'll talk about that later, but in the negotiation context, you must have an I quit position. At what point will you end those negotiations and walk away from the table and decide not to do a deal? With the $1,000 used car, maybe the seller says, I will not sell it for anything under $950, that's my I quit position. The buyer says, I'm not paying any more than $975. When we get to $976, I quit, I leave the table, I'll find a different car. The range of settlement in that case is $25. There is a deal to be done between $950 and $975. What's your I quit position at the dollar store? Well, it's probably somewhere between 99 cents and $1.01. Nobody's going to spend a lot of time bargaining at the dollar store. What about the range of settlement and the I quit position with a long-standing customer whom you expect to do a lot of business with in the future? I bet it's very broad as a range of settlement, and I bet you're not going to quit that relationship. How about with a loved one wants to borrow the car? That's not worth ending a relationship over. So you need to decide that long before you enter the negotiations.